This is Trinesha, and I am an author of Learn from My Missteps, of First Love Yourself. I am a life coach and a mother. We're gonna get that intro together. Like, I don't know why. Like, so for those of you that don't know, I am a natural. I know that's like besides the point, and that is not the point of this whole video. But listen, I feel like it's important for me to explain what's going on because the hair just does its own thing. Okay, and so today we're gonna talk about why you should serve. So here are a couple of reasons why serving is good for your soul, it's good for your spirit, it's good for you in general. When you're going through this life, there's going to be so many obstacles, so many things that stand in your way. And for me, when I have a difficult time being grateful, when I'm in one of my moods, when I'm in my feelings, or whatever else, the thing that helps me the most is serving. When I'm in my purpose, when I'm helping somebody else, when I'm serving in one area or another, that is the thing that really helps me pour into other people. That's the thing that really helps me be intentional with the things that I need to do in my life. And it's really hard to have a sour face, to have a resting, blessed face if you are serving or helping someone else. Unblessed face is what I should call it, a resting, unblessed face. But anyways, so it gives you the resting blessed face when you're really trying to be intentional and you're serving in your purpose. And so it's so funny because whenever I feel like, oh my gosh, if I'm waiting for something, if I'm meeting someone, if I am waiting on friends, if I'm going through something in life and I have to be in a waiting stage, the best thing for me to do is serve. That is the thing that takes my mind off whatever's troubling. That takes my mind off of whoever is or isn't a part of my life. That helps me really stay centered and really focus on being of a good heart posture and waiting on God intentionally and with the best heart posture that I possibly could have. And so when I'm going through life, when I'm doing different things, sometimes life will happen and it'll really come at you hard. I mean, you think it's going to be one way, like the hair. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to wear my hair straight. It's going to be a good thing. I'm going to just ride this thing on out for the next 3 weeks or something, right? Or for 3 weeks total. And week one, I was like, okay, I could kind of get away with week one. Week two was kind of like, it's trying to revert. It's like reverse, but it's trying to revert. And then week three, well, this is the beginning of a little after week two. So like it's week two in like 2 or 3 days. And my hair is like, listen, we about to curl back. Like, I know you thought that the straight thing was gonna work, but we're gonna have to get curly up in here. Like we cannot conform to the ways of society. Even my hair didn't want to conform. It's a whole thing. And so I'm like, okay, I got to get this thing together. So before I hopped on this video, my hair was just like, shh, and I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it out a little bit and it's just going to be what it is. I can't be anybody but myself. So, you know, it, like I said, it is what it is. I can't apologize for it. I don't have no excuses. It's just going to be, it is what it's going to be. so, so I just allow my hair to just do its own thing. And so, just like my hair, I can't conform to the ways of society. I can't worry about what is or isn't going right in my life, wrong or right in my life. I have to focus on being grateful and thankful and focus on the silver lining. I have to focus on having faith and hope in God, regardless of how everything looks around me. Because regardless of how I choose to have an attitude, is going to probably hang on or be predicated on God's response and blessing me. God isn't trying to bless you if you have a sour face, if you have a bad spirit, if you are just negative Nancy. God is only going to be able to bless you if you have a good heart posture, if you're grateful and thankful, if you're looking at things with a glass half full kind of thing, kind of mindset. because it'll allow God to know that you're already grateful for the things that he has already given you. So you've been a good steward over a few things so he can bless you with more. So when I'm going through my life, I kid you not, serving really does bless my soul. It's a part in the Bible that says it's more blessed to give than it is to receive, and it's so true. Because when I'm helping and I'm giving someone something, I could think that thing is the best thing ever, just much like the skate story that I told yesterday on YouTube. And I had a pair of skates. I loved them so much. They were gold. They had, these cute little skates. I mean, cute little wheels, but I really wanted them to be pink wheels, but they were perfect the way that they were. I was like, I just love these skates so much. And God was like, get rid of them. And so I didn't want to get rid of them at first until God hit me with are these skates more important than me? Because if I feel like the skates are that important, then I don't need them in my life. And I feel that way with a person, place, or thing. If I feel like this man, this friend, this job, this person, this item is more important than God, if I'm idolizing something over God, if I feel like I love it more than I'll give my attention or I put that much effort into God, then I don't need that thing in my life. If there's a show that I like and God's like, okay, cut the show off and watch and spend some time with me, and I'm like, oh, if I'm feeling some type of way, I know I need to cut that show off because I don't want anything at all to have that kind of power over me. And that's why I'm so disciplined when it comes to eating healthy, because I don't want any type of food to have that type of control over me. And I know people are going to say it's outrageous. You're doing the most. Like, you don't have to do all of that. But listen, I really do. Because sometimes my behavior can be extremist. I can really I could really cling to things like in a extreme type of way. Like, I might not eat unhealthy, and then one day I eat unhealthy and I'm eating like 20 rolls or something, something ridiculous. And so for me, discipline is much more than just, oh, I'm just doing it because it's something everyone else is doing, or I'm doing it because I want to look like I got it together. No, I have to do it to keep myself together. Like, people don't understand. It's a whole struggle sometimes. And so I really keep that in mind, in the forefront of my mind, that listen, I'm doing this because I want to be disciplined, because I want this thing to not be as important as God is to me. If I feel like something has a little bit of too much control over my thoughts, my actions, then I know I have to release it. If there is something in my life that I really want to do, or I really want, because I feel like money's going to solve a problem, I feel like being in a relationship is going to solve a problem, then I release that. And also, I learned something the other day that I didn't even think about like this. But some people can idolize being single. What? It's like everything, right? You want to be in a relationship and people say you idolize relationships or marriage. You want to be single and people say you idolize in single season. Which one is it? No, but seriously, that's how I feel sometimes when people come up with these things or when things are happening in your life, and it's really just like, okay, but part of me feels like I did idolize being single, but I didn't idolize it in the way that you're probably thinking. It wasn't like oh yeah, oh, I can't wait to be single. Single is gonna be the best thing ever. No, I just so happened to become single, and I was like, I'm gonna make this the best season ever. And so as I am single, I have been just taking advantage of this moment in my life. And I enjoy being single so much, in fact, that I really have to check myself to make sure it doesn't become my idol or my define who I am. And I know people probably don't understand that, but like, I got this title over me, like, oh yeah, I'm single, because I've learned how to master it, because I've learned how to maximize my single season, because I've learned how to just make the most of every single experience, pun intended, every single experience. But seriously, I literally enjoy being by myself so much. So much so that I'm like, God, please allow me to open my heart and my mind when people come into my life who you intend to be a part of my life, when that man enters my life, because I don't want to be so content and comfortable in being single that I don't allow the right person an opportunity to get to know me, you know? And so I'm really conscious of where I am and where I need to be in life and how I can get my intention set in the right, or my attention intentions to be in the right place. I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing is pleasing to God, and I'm not just idolizing single season or idolizing being single because of freedom, because of being able to do what you want when you want, because of not having to consider someone else's feelings, because of being able to travel and just do your own thing and just be free and not have to worry about someone not liking your outfit or your hair or telling you to change this or change that, or trying to control everything that you're doing in life, or telling you what you can and can't be, or building you up to break you down, and you get so comfortable with just, as long as you love you, as long as you accept all the things that you do, as long as you are enjoying your life, as long as you have the best life, as long as, and it's so self-centered that you feel like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about someone else. This is great. Like, I did a me date, a solo date on Saturday with myself. That's what a solo date is. I know you don't have to correct me, but listen. And so on my solo date, I decided to do a paint night. So I was watching this movie on PureFlix. I might drop that in the description because let me tell you, it's pretty good. I like it because it's pure. And also, like, I can really enjoy it without all the extra stuff. Like, things happen in the movies, but it's not like where my soul feels like it's at war with my flesh or something. Like, I feel content. I feel good in the best way, in a hopeful way. And so so I'm sitting there, I watch this movie that's on there called Heaven Sent, and I am painting this picture. I decided to do like a paint and sip thing with my sparkling ice water in a wine glass. And I get all dressed up. I mean, I like got showered, moisturized, the whole nine. And then I put on this dress that I wouldn't wear anywhere on any date. I would just wear it for myself. And so I put on this dress, and then I had these like strappy sandal heel things that I wore, and I wore my hair like down, and it was like a little wavy on the ends, but it was like parted over to the side. And did I do over to the side or straight down the middle? I can't remember, but I had it like that, and it was like some waves or whatever. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole vibe. It was cute. And I took some photos for myself. I didn't post it online because I don't do that. The solo dates are really just for me. And I mean, I do think it's helpful ideas for other people. So maybe eventually I will do like a little collage of different ideas for dates for yourself that you would enjoy as a solo. And so while I'm doing that, I'm just thinking, I get to pick this movie. I don't have to check with somebody else. I can wear this dress. I don't have to worry about it being a hindrance to somebody, or, whatever else. And so I'm like, okay. And I don't have to worry about somebody, you know, making me uncomfortable, or, feeling like I can't be myself or whatever else. And hopefully, whatever person God sends into my life, I won't feel uncomfortable around. I will be comfortable. They will accept me for who I am. Of course, they want me to be the best version of myself, but they're not trying to change me into this sculpted, you know, trophy person or something. And they're not, yes, they are into me, but they're not trying to control me. And so I just have hope and faith that God is going to send me the things that I need, and not just what I want. And it's not going to look like some picture that I came up with in fantasy world. It's going to look like reality. And I'm hoping that my heart, my mind, my soul, my spirit will be in the right place to be able to receive that person without pushing them away, without building up walls, without feeling like, okay, I had to worry about these things. And God has really been checking me a lot, saying that a relationship with this person is not going to be all of these negative things that I think in my mind when I think about relationships sometimes. It's going to really be graced by God. I'm not going to have to worry about some of the things that I think is going to be an issue. Yes, there will be problems or whatever you want to call it because we're not the same person, but it's not going to be something that damages my spirit, if that makes any sense. It's not going to be something that makes me feel like trapped. It's going to really feel like I want to be there. So I'm trusting God. I really am. And I'm getting prepared. I did a post on Facebook the other day and I was like, just pray for me. I really, I really want to, I really want to not have a wall up with the people that are supposed to be a part of my life. If it's a guy who God introduces in my life, if it's a job, if it's a person, place, or thing, I don't want to push them away. Like I felt myself getting ready to push somebody away the other day, and I had to check myself real quick. I said a quick prayer, and I also put up a thing on Facebook just because I feel like I'm in a different season of my life. I don't know what's about to happen. Only God knows. Like, God could have me be like any person in the Bible waiting hundreds of years. Okay, probably not hundreds, but 60 years, or I don't know when or who is, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I do know that I'm waiting on God for it. And I don't want to be impatiently waiting. I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I got to hurry up because that person is not going to solve every problem. God is the one that gives me peace and joy in my life. That person is just going to come into my life and hopefully we will still have peace. That person will come into my life and it will be graced by God at the appointed time. It's not going to be someone that is going to give unease and confusion to my life. So I really just want God. I've been praying because I truly believe that God can make the impossible possible. Even somebody like me who had all these barriers up can make somebody like me willing to give someone a real chance. Even somebody like me could be blessed with a man who God has for me, who is grace for me, who is not perfect by any means because I'm not perfect. I would hope the person isn't perfect because I got a lot of issues. Just kidding. No. But seriously, I'm not perfect at all. And so I wouldn't expect any person to be perfect. Only God is perfect. And I also understand that it's going to be real work. And that's part of the scary part. I'm not I'm not opposed to working. Like I'm willing to put forth an effort for sure. I just want to make sure I'm putting forth an effort in the right areas, that I'm coming to God when I'm struggling. And I'm not just trying to say, oh no, I got this, I'll figure it out. God's got bigger problems. Like, no, if God put us together, it's because he knew that we were both going to come to him when we had issues or we were struggling with something internally, or if there's something that only God can fix within me or within that man. And so that's what I'm hoping will happen. And I'm trusting God for it. I know I said trusting God like 3 times, but seriously, I feel like for God to send a kingdom spouse to me, for him to change and break the barrier around my heart, like not that it's just guarded, but I had like metal walls and vicious animals and like everything trying to keep people out. And I know that was just the adversary, because God would need to use people to bless me. For me to be able to move in my purpose, I would have to be around people. My blessing would come from a person. And so I really been just letting God work on my heart, my mind, my body, and my soul, just allowing me to get ready for this man. Like, I mean, just the foods that I'm eating, the way that I'm taking care of my body so my skin can glow or, be, moisturized and body scrubbed or whatever else. I'm making sure that mentally I'm preparing my mind for this man, for everything that God has for me to come. So I'm mentally prepared. I'm educating myself. I'm learning different skills so that I could be the type of person that God created me to be. And spiritually, my relationship with God, like this, like I'm trying to make sure we like that for real. Like me and God, like we so we so close. I'm trying to make sure like God is like, what's up, God? I'm trying to make sure we in there. So yeah, that's spiritually. I'm trying to make sure I'm there. So I'm trying to prep. I'm preparing myself for whatever it is that God wants to send in my life, because God can only send something if I'm ready. The pastor said something one day about how the man was ready. He just waiting on you. Listen, I'm not in no rush. I always want to say that. I also, when I say that, I don't want to make it seem like I'm offending God. Like God's like, I'm gonna send this man tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm in no rush, and God's like, here you go. I want to make sure that I'm like, okay, God, whatever is right with you. Like, if you say tomorrow, if you say next week, if you say 10, 20 years, however long you intend for it to be, just prepare me in the meantime. Allow me to be in contentment, but not to idolize being single, not to idolize marriage or being in a relationship, but to really be okay with whatever area you put me in, preparing me, breaking things off of me, allowing me to be the person that you created me to be, allowing me to serve in my purpose, doing all of the things that you intend for me to do so that I can be a blessing to others, so that I can help other people. I really have never been treated the way that I've been treated lately in my life. Like, yes, they say love yourself so other people will know how to treat you, and you say, "Oh yeah, I know that. Cool, easy, right?" But then when you meet people who actually treat you the right way, it's like, what? God, don't be showing off like this. God, you even showed up and showed out, like for real. Me. And so, yeah. So it's awesome. It really does feel amazing to have people really appreciate you. And I'm not saying it like, I'm predicting the future or anything like that. I'm just saying that for the time being, at this moment, I really feel like I have the right people in my life who are helping with my purpose, who are teaching me something, who are truly there for me, who really do see the value in me. They might not see me exactly the way that God sees me, but they are a good A team. I got a good community around me, like really great people. Even the groups that I'm in, the people are anointed. I know I say that and you're probably like, okay, you're doing the most, but no, seriously, like ICS, WIWA, those people really are a true blessing. Like God really showed up and showed out. I can't imagine. Like only God could strategically place these people to be a part of my life. And I'm not gonna cry in this video. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it's just such a blessing. God really is amazing. And you just don't understand how good He is. You just don't. You have to be in it on your own. You have to have your own relationship with God to understand. He comes up and he thinks of things that you didn't even realize was important. Like I know people, there are nice people and bad people. I was a cynic for so long. I was so used to just expecting the worst in everything and everybody. And when I rededicated my life to God, I know there's good people, but when I meet good people, it's still surprising. When people truly, genuinely want to see me win, when people genuinely care about, me, they really, truly, out of the kindness of their heart, really do want to help me. When people really, truly do notice things about me that most people would just be like, oh, okay, whatever, or not even pay any attention to. Like, I wish I could tell the people how much it means to me that they really do care, but I mean, they're not the end all be all. God is the end all be all. But I really feel like God anointed and blessed and graced those people to be a part of my life, to show me what was really possible. And I mean, this isn't even everything. I feel so undeserving. Like, yes, I try to be a good person, but still, it's just so, God is just amazing. Oh my gosh, I said I was not gonna cry. Why you gotta do me like this, Jesus? But no, seriously. So we're gonna get off this video because I'm not gonna do a whole cry sesh, like about Jesus again. Cause listen, I didn't even understand why people be doing the most when they be talking about, Jesus and God and everything. But I get it. I totally get it because I mean, I don't know how I made it through life without him. I do not know how. I don't know how. It's just, it don't make no sense. But let me tell you something. Serving is literally the best form. Serving and obedience are the best forms of obedience that you could have for God. So if you're going to be intentional in your life and serve while you're waiting, even after you're done waiting for whatever it is, and you receive the blessing, the miracle that God has given you, still put serve in the comments, because serving, having a servant's heart, being ready and willing to give is amazing. That's how you can truly bless somebody else. It is more blessed to give than it is to receive. That's how you can truly be used to glorify, to benefit the kingdom. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, get the likes up so people can hear more videos like this that are speaking life into other people, that may be able to help somebody else that's going through something, that don't know where to turn. And they're like, okay, I've been praying, but while I'm waiting, what do I do in the waiting season? What do I do when I feel like I don't have hope? Then you give hope to somebody else. You give people the things that you want to receive. You serve while you are waiting because you don't want to just be stagnant. The idle mind goes hungry. You have to make sure you're feeding yourself with the word, with the knowledge, your body, nutrition, like all of the things, so that you could be geared up and ready for whatever's to come. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on Friday. And I don't have a specific time. I'm saying Mondays and Fridays because the schedule gets a little hectic around this time because the school year has started and all of the things. And I'm doing, I don't want to just name drop and list stuff because everybody has something going on in their life. But I also think it would be good to help other people. So I'm doing this thing where I'm serving, and we meet once a month, and it really will help the community. And so I just came back from that today. That's why this video came out 9:45 instead of 9 o'clock, because the meeting lasted until like 9:15 or something like that. And then I had to get home and, put away a few things before I hopped on the video. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate every single person that supports, because I know whatever it is that God placed on my heart will help someone else. I know if I learn something, if it's something to help me, it will help someone else. So thank you. Have an amazing night. Get the rest that you need so your body can be ready for tomorrow, and allow God to just guide you so you can do the things that you need to do in your life and serve.